Oh, sorry, hold on. Oh, let me pause. Okay, so we're gonna go over the benchmark. So you need to write everything I write. I'm gonna go over the question and answers, and I'm gonna show maybe multiple different ways of how to solve the problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at number one. Number one, it says the coordinates of vertices of quadrilateral are P12, R14, S34, and T42. Quadrilateral PRC is reflected across the y-axis to create quadrilateral PRC prime, which rule describes the transformation. So we know if we plot these coordinates, you know to be in this quadrant, okay? Because it's the positive quadrant, and all of them are positive. It's going to be reflecting across your y-axis. Here's my y-axis. So that means my object is going to reflect to this side. So it's going to be somewhere over here. So with our rule, if we're reflecting across our y-axis, that means our x and our y is going to stay the same, but our x changes. It becomes a negative x. Because look, it started out positive and it reflects across the y-axis, it's now negative. So we're looking for the rule where it's saying xy to negative x, negative y. I mean positive y. And our answer is B. Should have got B. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over number two. Triangle ABC was translated 2 units to the right and 3 units down. Which rule describes the translation that was applied to the triangle ABC to create triangle ABC prime? Now it's a translation. It translates. That means my object is just going to move 2 units to the right and 3 units down. Okay, so say you're just shifting your object left to right, up or down. So remember, the right or left is talking about your x-axis. So if I go to the right, I'm to my plus. If I go to the left, I'm going negative. Up or down is talking about your y-axis. So if I go up, you're going positive. If I go down, you're going negative. So let's read it. It says 2 units to the right. So it's saying my x-axis is going to the right, so that's plus 2 units. And then it says 3 units down, so it's saying my y is going down 3 units. So we're looking for the rule that says our xy goes to x plus 2, y minus 3, which should be G. Okay, let's go ahead and look at number 3. It says on the field trip, there are 3 adults for every 45 students. Which graph models the relationship with the same unit rate? Looking at my graph, I noticed, hey, these are all big numbers on my x-axis and my y are all small numbers. So that means that my adults are talking about my y-axis and the students are my x-axis. Okay, so we're looking where it says 3 adults, looking for 3 adults is my y and 45 students. Okay, so like I was saying, 45 students is talking about my x, and 3 students, and 3 adults is my y. So I'm going to look at the graph that shows that. If I notice on my graph, my x-axis are going by 15. So let's look at A, 45 and 1. That can't be it. It's looking for 45 and 3. Looking at B, if I go to 45, look, it's all the way at 9. That makes no sense. If I look at C, and D, if I go over to 45, I'm up 3. That actually qualifies. Again, if I look at D, let's say there's only going to be 3 adults the entire, or 1.5, which is not possible, the entire time. So that obviously makes no sense. So I should have got C. Okay, let's go ahead and look at number 4. Again, it's the same way I did 3. It says a tree in Dante's neighborhood grew 18 inches in the first 2 years. After it's planted, if the tree continues to grow at the same rate, which graph best represents the growth rate of the tree in inches per year? So if I'm looking at this, again, it's saying 18 inches in 2 years. So I'm going to look at my graph. Well, my x is talking about my years, and my y is talking about my growth. So it's saying 2 years, and my growth is 18. So I'm looking for where on my graph where it says 2 years and 18. So if I go to A, 2 years, it's saying, oh, 36. That is not qualified. G, 2 years, 18. That works so far. Let's check the other ones. J and G saying, oh, it's 2 years and you'll always be living for 2 years, no grown 2 years. That makes no sense. And then here we go, 2 years, it grew to 72 inches. Nope, doesn't work. So that means my answer should be G. We should get G. That's the only one that works. Sorry. Looking at 5. Let me clear all this mess out. 5. The graph of the linear function is shown in the coordinate grid. What is the y-intercept? Remember, y-intercept is where it's crossing on the y-axis. Here's my y-axis. It's crossing here at -6. I should have put -6. 6, it says, Caroline wants to buy the same number of stamps every month to X the stamp collection her grandfather gave her. The table shows the number of stamps Caroline will have at the end of X months. So here's my table, the number of months X stamps Y. How many stamps will Caroline give and how many stamps will she buy every month? So first we should know to do is to find the slope. Just pick your first 2 points. Here's my first 2. So now I have my y2 is 350 minus my y1 250 over 3 minus 1. If I simplify it, I get 100 over 2. If I divide that, that equals 50. So my slope is 50. So that means each month he is getting 50. So I can already eliminate G and J. Now I need to know, well, what did he start with? So if I know this is changing by 50, if I had a 2, it's changing by 50, so this is 300. That means I can start from the first one, and I go back 50, I'm at 200. If I go back 1, I'm at 0. So that means he's starting with 200 stamps. Therefore, my answer should be F. Okay, because remember, this is at 50 over 1. This is your changing y over your x. Your y is changing by 50, your x is changing by 1. 7 says, what right equation can be used to describe the relationship between x and y shown in the graph below? Here's my graph. First thing you should have did is look at your y-axis. It's intersecting at -6. So you can already cross out A and D. Now the other thing you do is find your slope. Or you can notice that my line is increasing, so my slope has to be positive, because positive slopes create an increasing line. My positive slope is C. So you should have got C. Now, if you wasn't too sure about that and you found slope anyways, let's just pick 2 points that are on the line. So let me erase this a little bit so I can see the points. We have 3 and 3, and then we have 4 and 6. Okay, so we have 3 and 3, 4 and 6. Let's say this is 1, this is 2. My y2 is 6 minus 3 over 4 minus 3. So 6 minus 3 is 3. 4 minus 3 is -1. So that's -3. I'm sorry. Positive 4 minus 3 is +1. So my answer should just be 3 for my slope. Oh, crazy. So again, that's C. All right, let's go ahead and look at 8. Okay. Says Frankie bought a new computer. He made an initial payment. Made one initial payment starting at $50. And he will pay $30 each month until the computer is paid off. So that sounds something that he'll be paying over time. $30 1 month, $30 2 months, 3 months, and so on. So which equation best represents the relationship between M, the number of the monthly payments Frankie has made, and T, the total amount that Frankie has paid at the store. So again, we always want to start with our y, okay, our y. So in my class, we always use y equals mx plus b or y equals mx. So looking at this, it's saying he has an initial payment of $50, and he's paying $30 each month. Well, that $30 each month sounds like a rate of change, something that's paying consistently over the number of months. So that's my slope. So it's 30x, and then plus that initial payment that he made, plus 50. So my equation that matches that is going to be J. You should have got J. Number 9. That's the fun one. So it's saying mapping. It wants to know, first let's decide, is this a function or it's not a function? So if I cover up my range, I'm looking every domain or x value only has one line coming from it. So therefore we know this is a function. Okay? So now we can always cross out the ones that says does not represent a function. This says does not, this says does not. So we're going to mark out B and D. And it says mapping represents y as a function of x because y value corresponds with exactly one value. Well, we're not really worried about the y, we're only worried about the x, so it's not A. Mapping represents y as a function of x because x value corresponds exactly with one y values. We're worried about the x, that's all we really care about, so your answer should be C. The function is only my x is not repeating. Number 10 was really simple, it wants to know if it's a function. So if it's a function, you just do your vertical line test. So if I do my vertical line test, oh look, it pops here and here. That's saying my x is repeating, so it can't be f. If I do G, my vertical line test, nothing is repeating. I only have it one time, so yes, that could be a function. This one, oh, they're all repeating here, so that's not passing my vertical line test, not H. And look at J, it's a circle, again, it's not passing my vertical line test because it's repeating my F several times. So therefore, my answer is G. G. The answer is G. 11, it wants to know them from, it says 3 groups of students used different methods for diagonal length of the patio and feet. Their results were, here we are. Which list shows the diagonal lengths in order from greatest to least? So let's look at that. Greatest to least. A 4, a 14, and a 14. My whole numbers. Well, this is my least, so I can already process elimination and counted off B and D because it's 14. I mean, because 4, the whole number is the least, so I already know that. So now it's between either 14.2 and 14.33. So if I get 2/5 of a calculator, I get 0.4. I bring back my 14. I get 14.4 and 14.3. So the biggest one is 14 and 2/5. You should have got C. Okay, don't forget to bring back that whole number. I bet you some of y'all didn't. Okay. 12. Figure S, small arrow, was dilated with the origin and center of dilation to create figure T, the large arrow. So it's saying figure S to figure T. It says which rule best represents dilation that was applied to figure S to create figure T. So this is you should know it's a dilation, so that means you're gonna have a scale factor. So let's look at the side length. I'm gonna pick the easiest side length, that's that one. That one's the easiest one to count. It's saying it's 2, and then it got bigger. So since it got bigger, we can already cancel out the fraction. The fractions saying they're getting smaller. So we want to know how much is it getting bigger by? Well, again, my side length, we said it was 2. And if I counted the bigger one, it's at 1, 2, 3, 4. It got bigger. Well, how much bigger? It got times 2, 2 times bigger. So therefore, your scale factor is 2, so your answer should be F. You multiplied it by 2. 13. Quadrilateral PRC is transformed according to the rule. X plus 9, y plus 4. To create quadrilateral. So that means it's a translation. It's moving 9 units over and 4 units up. Nothing's changing about it. It's just moving where it is on the quadrant. So it wants to know what is true. Side length of quadrilateral PRC is twice the corresponding side length. It didn't get bigger. It just moved, so it can't be it. The angle measured in the quadrilateral PRC prime is equal to the corresponding angles. Well, all my angles are going to say what they are because I'm just moving my object over and up. So, yes, that's true. The side length of quadrilateral PRC is 9 units longer. No, my object did not get bigger, so no. Since the quadrilateral PRC prime are greater than, or angles are greater than the original quadrilateral PRC, well, my angles don't change. Just because I'm just moving left to right, up and out, it's not changing. My answer should be B. That's the only true statement. 14 says which translation does not, which representation of translation on the coordinate grid does not preserve congruence. So the only one you should know that does not preserve congruence, say your signs are getting bigger or smaller, is the only one that's not to preserve congruence is going to be your scale factor, F. It has your scale factor of 1/7. That means that your image is getting smaller, so it doesn't have congruency. Last one, which graph shows proportional linear relationship? Well, the only one that's going to the origin is going to be A. That's the only one that's going to the origin. I'm pretty sure everybody got that one, right? So yes, here you have it. Test correction. Please get your extra credit done. If not, this is going to be on your next report card. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.